This weekend, it's been confirmed that X-Files star David Duchovny has checked into rehab for sex addiction after it's alleged, oh no, the problem started to dominate his life. But can you really be addicted to sex the same way that you can be to drink or drugs, Carol?
Oh, easily! I'd love to be... No, seriously now, seriously. I mean, you know, everybody likes sex, you know, occasionally, but I do think that when... occasionally, once every 7 years... Well, you've got your kit off now.
Well, I have, yes.
I
know I've got underneath all this now. Lost it for years.
Exactly. But I do, you know, I don't know, I question the word addiction because I do think that sometimes people use that word in order to hide behind, you know, a weakness. And people have weaknesses, I understand that. And for whatever reason they have them, you know, a lot of people need to have crutches, for want of a better word, to hide behind reality. They, you know, they want to avoid reality, so they, you know, they need something to distract them, I suppose, from what is really going on in their lives, and whether it be, you know, booze, drugs, or sex, or whatever. But I do think that with sex, I do think sometimes it's just an excuse. Look at me, I'm hopeless, it's not my fault, I need help, I can't stop myself from...
So you think it's more of a lack of self-control?
Yes, I do.
You mean
I think a lot
having affairs and they say, oh, it wasn't my fault, you see, I've got
help myself.
Yeah. I'm Carol McGiffin and I'm a sex addict.
You're not doing very well. Let the whole side down.
Bit of rubbish. I'm working on it, though.
But then I suppose there has to be some truth in it, because you can go in, you know, there's a lot of people that go and get counselling and there's rehab centres and all that do accept people and say that it is a true problem. Is sex addiction. But yeah, but you think they just say it is because they want the money.
Well, I do think there's a lot of money in that kind of business. And you know, you're not going to turn someone away, are they, when they're offering you all that money? Oh, I'm a sex addict. All right,
but
well,
is it because we don't understand... Well, I don't understand how anyone's addicted to sex. But anyway, but I mean, is it because it's something that you think, how can you be... I mean, what is addicted? You just have to do it.
Is it like any compulsive behaviour? I'm a bit with you, Carol, in that it's not a substance that you're physically dependent on. So is it truly an addiction? I don't know. It's a compulsive behaviour. And you hear people saying the same thing about eating or about shopping. You know, you hear about people who can't stop spending money even though they're massively in debt, and it's a kind of a compulsive behaviour that in some way eases their anxiety about life, as you said. They've got some kind of issue.
Yeah, because nobody's forcing, you know, no one forces anybody to inject drugs into their arm. No one forces anyone to carry on drinking themselves into a ridiculous...
And no one forces anybody else to have sex.
No, exactly. And so, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a choice. It's a choice for everybody. Whether or not you have the power or, you know, the willpower to control that, then that's good.
Some people are strong.
Yeah, and I did know somebody who was like that.
And some people need professional help.
I knew somebody who was addicted to sex. And well, you see, you say that, and I still think it's an excuse for infidelity. Because they said, oh, it's just one of those things about me, you know, I never can be faithful, I'm just one of those people. Well, that's very easy to say, isn't it? You know, when you and I said, well, then maybe you need help. Oh, I don't need help. Well, what were you saying then?
Especially with famous people as well, you know, it does tend to follow a sort of long line of infidelity.
And being caught with your pants down,
exactly.
sort of thing.
Pants down and feel sorry for me, you know, I've
not
got
like
a problem.
I'm a victim.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends as well on how important sex is to you in your everyday life, and as to how important it is, what you're prepared to risk to get it all the time. Carol? How important is sex to you?
You know what? Stop it.
It's very important now.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's very important now because it's like, you know, it's like that bar of chocolate, isn't it? If you don't have a bar of chocolate for a few years, when you have one cube, you want the whole bar, don't you? So, you know, at the moment, it's taking quite a lot of space up in my thoughts.
Yeah, but most people stick to the one same chocolate bar.
Yes. Not the whole shop.
I haven't actually told you anything, you know, I've not confirmed anything, but, you know, all I'm saying is a bit of action. But, no, it never used to be important to me, because when you don't have it for a very long time, you do tend to
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because you ain't had it for a long time.
I think it's different if you're single and married, isn't it? You're single,
well, yes.
I mean, I think women can do without sex, men can't. That's the theory, isn't it? And I think it's possibly half true.
Well, it's a big generalisation, but
But you know what I mean. And I think if you're single, it isn't on your mind all the time. If you're married, I'm assuming, I can't remember those days. I mean, sex, I mean. But I assume it's not a duty, but I mean, I assume you think you should.
Sometimes it's a chore.
Is it?
Right between the vacuuming and the laundry.
Oh, don't you just hate it when you've had Dan, you've just got the kids to bed and you think, oh, I'm shattered, I'm going to bed, and you get into bed and you get... You're like that. Please make it.
I don't buy that for a minute.
Someone go like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes, I mean, it is top, you know, it is top of my priority list. Of course it is, it's very important, but it's not the be-all and end-all of the relationship, but it is very important in a relationship. But there are times, yes, in marriage, you may as well know, Ray, where I can't bear the thought of that.
That said, it's time to adopt the brace position.